Hello, everybody out in YouTube land. I'm going to wait for some of my chatters to come up here before I go too crazy. I'm going to be making some more polymer clay tiles. That's been my jam lately, trying to get ready for my little retreat I do in Maryland. We're going to do polymer clay tiles again. I was down here earlier today and got a few trays going. So I have another one. These are raw over here that I did this morning. Hey, Shauna. Welcome. Early bird gets the worm. I'm working on more tiles for that big tray that I'm going to work on at the retreat. So I did some this morning. I was down here messing around, and I did a few in gold foil. Hey, Kia. Hey, Larlu. Did some in gold foil and white. And I did a bunch on rose gold foil that I have. It looks a lot like copper, but there's a little bit of a difference. And did some other stuff. These are white tiles that they were black tiles that I just, hey, Bonnie. Black tiles that I put white acrylic on and then wiped it back. It came out kind of cool looking, actually. They look like whitewashed. Did some metallics. Bratty Patty, hello, dear. With one of those clay rollers. Have those little symbols on them that remind me of my pictographs. Oh, that's a good focus. Then I did some larger ones. Of course, I'm going to do them in my colors I like. Hey, Z. I'm going to do them in the colors that I like because I'm going to be looking at it for a while. But I did something different I tried this morning. I have 3 tiles here to try it on. So I baked some white clay, I rolled it, stamped it, baked it. So it comes out almost like bisque ceramic kind of feel, you know. So I thought, I'm going to put my rose gold watercolor on there and see what happens. Well, I did that, and the whole thing was rose gold, and then I wiped it back and ended up with that. So I thought that looked pretty cool. I'm going to do that to these others. See where that takes me. I don't know how they're going to work when I put the sealer on them. So we'll see. I'll test one out. But these are baked. So these 3 here, I'm going to do that too. Today I was doing some of the foils, rose gold, yellow gold, and silver foils. And I had leftover pieces of the foil. So I just rolled it up in the white clay and rolled it out and then stamped the pictographs on there. So the pictographs, I have this set now where there's the little bit of foil underneath them. And these silver ones here, I just did the whole thing I used a paintbrush to scatter the pigment around. Hey, Laura. And I used this, and this is a really good, it's a really nice pigment for the tiles. It's a real shiny silver, and it is gold leaf and metallic powders, and it's super bright aluminum. And that is actually the brand name, gold leaf and metallic powders. Super bright aluminum. And if you Google that, it'll take you to the website where they sell it. I don't remember what it was, but I got several different ones when I got them. I got this one there too. This one's called Extra Brilliant Rich Pale Gold. Gold leaf and metallic powders. Teresa, hey, how are you guys doing? So these are all cooked. I'm going to go ahead and add these. This is the pile that I made the last two streams. And I came down this morning and messed around a little bit and did some of these, trying to keep on gold, white tile, gold foil, and stamped over gold foil. So I did some of those. I showed this a little bit earlier. And then I did some with the rose gold, one of the Klimt stamps I used. And this one I painted with my rose gold watercolor, which I'm getting ready to do with these other 3 white ones now that I baked. So that's funny. This is the same foil, and look at the difference. And it's so funny. This is stamped into white clay. I rolled out the clay smooth, put the rose gold over it, put the stamp over it, rolled the stamp to impress it. This was just, I added it after I rolled it. And look at the difference in the color. Isn't that weird? It's the same foil. Very strange. I'm glad you caught us live too, Teresa. Is Randy there too? I'm going to make more of this color stuff. Those pigments on it to get more of that black in there. Got a lot of metallic. I actually had a thought this morning that I might do all black, white, silver gold, and rose gold. And then I thought, yeah, let's not get too crazy. So I'm going to take these. I could see on this one, I tried to paint it on raw clay, the watercolors, and it just beat it up. So I just baked it like that. I wasn't too worried about it. But these two are like, oopsie, hard tiled it. Chicken chores. You're supposed to be cooking dinner. Well, you're doing a heck of a job, and I highly recommend your recipe. Let me zoom in a little bit. All right, I'm going to adjust my camera a smidge. Oops, wrong way. Okay, here's my little pot o rose gold. Throw a little water in there. And I just put it on kind of thick. Now I'm wondering, now see, that's unusual. See how that's beating up? That did not do that on the other one. Now I'm trying to ponder why that's acting different. Could it have anything to do with the type stamp that I used? Because these are different stamps. Well, let me see. This is a regular red rubber stamp. No, I can't get my fingers to work. What? Is that a witch's face in the blue? It's not supposed to be. It's a heart. This one? It's a stamp. It had 4 big squares like this. Here's another part of it. I assume that's the one you're talking about. So now this one's going on. Okay, so this is interesting. Although this, no, that's on. That's a full coverage there with the rose gold. That's so weird. And look at this one. Not taking it. This was out of the same piece of clay that I rolled. Oh. Hey, fist bump back at you, Gayla. Yeah, it will not. It's just beating up on that. Now, if it beats up on this one, I think I know what it might be, but I can't imagine why it would matter what the stamp itself was made out of. Yeah, they take a while, Teresa, but, well, I'll be darned. They, you know, they turn out pretty cool usually. I'm really scrubbing this on here. That's so strange. It's acting like that. I'm putting this pigment on pretty thick, actually. So let me show you. Well, now I got that one on there, but I really put it on thick, mostly pigment and not water. I'm going to try this one, but here's this is the stamp for this one that went down right away, right? This was a little red rubber stamp. These were printed off of I think it was up here that I used on this one, of this gray material. I can't imagine that it has anything to do with it, but that's the only difference. Same, it was the same clay, Shauna. Oh, hey, Dot. Didn't see you sneak in there. It's really odd. So let me see. I'm going to pick this up like I did on the first one that I did in the other box. Let me just try that again. And it beads up. And what's really strange is it seems to be catching on the high points and beading on the bottom. Isn't that weird? So now I'm going to let this get more pigment and less water and see if I can force it in there. I'm really pouncing it in there now. It seems to be working better. That's so odd. I can't imagine anything transfers from the rubber onto the clay, but saying that, I have no idea what else. Now that way I got it to stick. Very unusual. Huh. Okay. Well, let's just move along. Do with the voodoo tallow. Uh-oh. It could, Gayla, actually have something to do with that. A little something. Great. Patty, are you going to have to seal the watercolor ones? I'm going to seal all of them. So yes, I'm going to do that. Hey, Janet. I am going to have a go, but I'm going to take one of these and try it before I put it on a, before I use it on a project. So now what I did to the other one, now this has a really fine imprint. That stamp is not very deep. So with a very light hand, I'm going to get a smooth spot here. And it's wiping it back, but I still don't see any white through there. There we go. Now we're getting down to her. I guess it kind of had to reactivate. Come on, focus. You've been focusing good tonight. Can we carry that on? This one was not. This one worked well. There we go. This is the first one I did. I was messing around this morning. Where are you? Oh, for Pete's sake. I just had it in my hand. Just a couple of minutes ago. It must be in here. These are the ones that I've done. Zoomed in now. You can't see all these, but the hell is it? Oh, this was this gold. That I was showing earlier. How can this be? I just had it in my flipping hand. Here it is. So this is the one I did earlier. I had the whole thing painted rose gold, and then I wiped back the top edges, the high parts. And you can see the metallic if I can get it to hit the light right. There you go. But yeah, not sure about the dealio on these. That one's okay. It's not really wowing me so much. But I'm going to maybe use this one with some of my sealer and see how it takes the sealer, because that could just reactivate it and cause it to go blurry. And actually, you have to be careful because some of the primary elements and different Perlex will also lift up on your brush as you apply the sealer. That almost wipes too much off. It does still have a little bit of a sheen to it, but not all that much. But when I do that, when I know I'm on a tile that's got loose pigment that I've added to it, I'll brush the sealer on, and then I'll brush it off like on my underpaper, clean the brush a little bit, and then move it. Because if I drag that over top of a white tile, if there's a white tile near it, you'll see where it carries that over onto the white tile. Not always the look you're going for. I don't know. These aren't wowing me as much as that first one. It's always the first one. It gives you the bright idea. Then the rest of them are like, yeah, I don't know about that. I still might do something else to those. But I'm going to take this one and let me find my sealer. I've been using, for a while there, I was using the Sculpey matte or semi-gloss sealer in the little bottle. But I saw somebody using this, and I love the finish that I get with this next project. I'm going to pull out of the bag here. Ceramcoat Delta Creative Gloss Interior Varnish. With a mouthful. Right? I really like this. Gina, hey, welcome. So I'm going to test this on this tile since it's going to be my sacrificial tile. And I'm just going to, I don't want to mess anything up to get tiles sticky here. Hello. Oh, great. I got to punch a hole in that. Let me find my hole puncher. All right. There we go. Just going to put a little bit on my brush. And I'm going to see what happens on this. You guys don't have very much to look at here. Let's see, can I make that any better? Let's try this. Let me put you on a piece of dark paper. Of course, some of that fell off. All right, let's see what happens. Because this has so much texture, I try to brush it back and forth. And see, some of the pigment did pick up on there. But some of it's still on there. I can't say it's my favorite. I just can't say it. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to make some more. And I want to do some more black tiles with my primary elements on there. I've got a lot of metallics from this morning. I'm going to use these two colors, Good News Green, and I think this one was Thistle. It's kind of worn off. Pretty sure that's Thistle. So let's see here. Take this back. And I'm going to grab my clay. drawer in that cart with all my clay in there. I might do more white later. Okay, let me another baby wipe here. These are getting kind of dry. I'm gonna spritz my baby wipe. Try to get that off my hands because anything on your hands is going to transfer to the clay. Now let me get this zoomed out a little teeny tiny bit. Now we'll see if, oops, the black clay ends up as sticky as it was the other day. What if you mix the powder pigments with varnish to begin with? Well, that's a thought, Gina. I'm not that smart. I never thought about doing that. That surely would seal them on there. It would have to. We'll have a little go. Thank you. This is Sculpey 3. And it's the kind that I like to use. It's easier on my old hands. And see, even that seems to be a little stretchier where the white kind of breaks up. Yeah, I might do that. Well, I will do that. I will try it for sure. And I have a lot that I've already made. But I've done those in the past, and it's just, you know, a little bit of an extra step trying to make sure. I will definitely try it. That's why I stream live, so you guys can keep me straight. Give me ideas. All right, that's pretty thick. Oh, I should have wiped off the the roller, but that's okay. The black is going to get covered up anyway with other metallics, so I'm not that worried about it. Yeah, for sure, Gina. Lord knows I can't do this by myself. You just moved recently, right, Gina? Or probably not so recent anymore. Oh, to Oregon. Okay. I knew you were in California before, but I wasn't clear where you went. How are you liking it there? Okay. Oh, good. Good deal. I'm going to look at some of my other rollers that I got from that Etsy shop I showed you guys the other day. Here in my clay roller department. So that's a cool one. I forgot about that. You know what? I'm going to try this too. Glad I looked over here. I have some little beads with no holes, but they're not micro beads. They're 20 millimeter and they're iridescent. I'm going to try putting some of this in the black clay and see what that looks like. And I found this little one here too to use. That makes pretty cool impressions. And this one is called Greek. It's like some Greek key designs around different elements. Might try that one. Some of these have the design. When they first started making them, they took the design all the way to both edges where they brand it now. They have their website up here, which is greenstuffworld.com, or you can also find Green Stuff World on Etsy. But they leave a little bit of space at the top and bottom for their branding now. I don't remember what this one looks like, but let's try this one for now. The Greek. No, this is the unknown one. So the other day when I tried this, it was humid and the clay was kind of sticky. And I also realized from this morning trying it again that me trying to push this away from me made it curl up and bend the clay, twist it around a little bit. But dragging it toward me seemed to work out a little bit better. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to hit this. There's a round design on here. You probably can't see it a little bit. And of course, it's a repeat pattern if you can get it going long enough. I'm not worried about that because I'm going to cut it up. But there are some elements in here that are really cool. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go this way and try to get the width of this because it's got some pretty cool stuff on it. Let's try that. All right, here we go. See, that's pulling that up a little bit, which it usually doesn't do. Some I got decent impressions, some not so much. This stretched up here because it was gummy and stuck. I'm going to re-roll that actually. I didn't get a really good impression. And I wanted that piece right there. So let's see this. Let's flip her over. I have the 1/8 guides in right now. All right, let's try that. All right, here we go. It's hard to give this even pressure when it's sticking like that. So I've got a couple of the bits I wanted anyway. I can cut around it. Oh, good. Green Stuff has a sculpting Vaseline. They suggest using on the rollers to prevent sticking, and it won't hurt the clay. Now that you say that, Gail, that sounds very familiar. I think I may have actually purchased that at one point in an ordering frenzy. All right, so let's get some of these cut up. You can't. You're looking at this black on black here. You're not going to see too much of what I'm looking at. Nope, hardly at all. But there are some almost tile-shaped bits over here. See those? One on top of the other. I'm going to go for some of those. Just cut it with my tissue blade. Oh, there's a little piece of white from earlier. It was stuck on my blade. Great. Hey, Heather. Welcome. I know this is an odd time for me to be on. we're about ready to get another thunderstorm. So we weren't going to be sitting out on the deck tonight. And I thought, you know what? I need to make more tiles. Maybe I'll just go straight. Okay. All right, there's a little one. And that design will really pop when I go put some pigments on there. But in the meantime, I'm going to stage that right on my little baking sheet that I have off to the side with some other raw pieces. I've got to straighten these thin ones out. They get kind of wonky. Once you bake them, they are baked. So these little skinny ones come in really handy when you get into the final design of your mosaic. You'll be surprised how many little tiny crevices you need to fill that are a little too big to grout with micro beads. But a little stick like that would just do the trick. So, all right, that's going to be off to the side. Most of you guys probably know Heather from her mobile art studio and traveling all over the countryside, doing some live streams. And I'm making all different sizes of squares and rectangles. So I have straight edges to work with. I have a lot of really cool like circular stamps. But when you're doing a mosaic, they're not your friend. That impression wasn't that great. I'll use that one. That one's a little wonky. Try to get them squared up as much as possible. And when it's humid like this, even though it's very cool down here in the basement, the humidity is still high, and it does affect the clay. And this black seems to get really sticky. The white doesn't as much. I'm going to cut that off. It starts a different design and have even a smaller rectangle there. Oops. All right, let's see what we got here. I saw that you did. Are you still having trouble with the vehicle then, Heather? That sucks. Oh, good. Oops. I don't want these touching because they will be permanently touching. Well, I'm going to have to lose that space there. I'll put a little bit in there here in a bit. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I haven't. I do my little art retreat coming up the end of the month, and I had some requests to repeat doing the clay tile project again. We did it a few years ago, and everybody really enjoyed it. Now, some of the newbies that have joined the group since then wanted to do them, and some of the oldies are going to participate anyway. So I think I got almost. We were going to do like a scrap thing, a different whole thing this time, and no formal classes, just hang out and work on what you want to work on. And as things come up, you know, share those or whatever. But as it appears, we're going to be working on clay. And I think everybody wanted to do it. Hey, Christine. All right, I don't have a whole lot here to work with. I just try to make sense of what might make an interesting tile in the shape that I need it. So it's a little wonkified there. Cut that on an angle a little bit. I wish you could too. You never know. Stranger things have happened. That would be awesome. All right, what am I going to do with this one? There are bits in here that are really cool and some not so much. But I think I'm going to go this way. Give me some long rectangles. This is a big tray that I'm going to be tiling for this project, so I can use some sizable tiles. Otherwise, I'll be there to infinity. That got a little smushed up there. I'll get rid of that and keep the bits with the better impressions. All right, so now I'm going to stop here and I'm going to try Gina's suggestion. Let me see. Let me get out a paper palette. And somewhere I have a teeny tiny little spoon I use in my pigments right there. And I want a palette knife to mix it up right there. I want to put my sealer back. Let's see how this works. And I want to use these two colors and kind of have them blend and overlap. Something like this looks. See where it's kind of just blendy on there. But the two are separate and then they kind of overlap and mingle. So that's what I want to do. Now this is a primary element called thistle. And if this works, I'll do all those that are on my tray. And I don't have any idea how much pigment I'm going to need, but we're going to try that. And I'm going to try this. This is a really pretty Good News green. It's a tealy green color. I know that's a shocker to many that I'm using that color along with the purple. Who could have guessed? All right. Now I'm used to mixing up watercolors, but this is going to be a different experiment here. What I'm concerned about is, now that I'm thinking about this, and actually before I mess up the green, I don't know that it's going to be a mess or not, but before I do this to the green, Shauna, I knew you would be. I use the powder very lightly on the tip of my finger so that it only hits the high parts. With this now being a liquid, that's going to hit everything. So for that reason, I'm not sure that's going to work. Now, it would work in a different capacity. And let me show you what I mean. I think I can We'll see what this looks like. Dry my brush a little bit. All right, I'm going to pick up some of this and try to just hit the high parts. And you really can't. It's because these impressions on these rollers aren't really deep. So let's go another way. Let's make it go, cover the whole thing, and then wipe it back and see what that looks like. Put a couple layers on there so I really get some good. And I like to try to swirl the brush because there's all different directions of design on these things. Take my magical baby wipe. And this is a lot of high points here. Yeah, see, that's not gonna... There's purple in there. Well, it looks blue to you on camera, but it's purple. Trust me when I say it's purple. And it is a color shift. All these elements color shift. Let me try something here with this. Just put my finger in this, picking up a little bit of this. Let's see what happens when I hit the high points of that with the purple coming through the cracks. What about applying with a tissue or makeup brush or stencil brush? There's that with the blue. That's certainly usable. This wasn't a good example because see how much of it is raised? It's that green color now. Let me find one. Let me try this on. That's actually really pretty. Well, let's go big or go home. Let's try this one. No, that's more that same pattern pretty much. Let us not try that one. Let's try this one. I don't know if you can see any of that pattern there. Right. I wonder if I could just use my finger with it. Tap off some so I don't have a big blob on there. Oops, that was too wet and it got blobby there. But you'll see that when I didn't blob it right there, that actually works pretty well. The bottom bits are still black and the high parts are that purpley blue, but see where the blob hit? So what I'm going to do, hey Norma, hey Linda, thanks for joining, ladies. I'm going to do the same on this one as I did the other one, and I'm going to paint this concoction all over the whole thing, wipe it back, and then add the green with my finger and see what that looks like on a different density of the pattern, if that makes sense. That other one was almost all raised. Let's see what this one will look like. And I'm swirling again because this is a very busy pattern to get in all those little crevices of the design. All right, and now I'm going to wipe a little bit of that back. Turning the paper, I mean, not the paper towel, the baby wipe, so I'm not just moving the paint from place to place. It's actually removing it. All right, now that's kind of in the low spots. And I'm going to back with just this dry powder again on this greenish teal color. Why does my blade tend to stick to the clay? We were just talking about that, Angelita, and welcome, by the way. I don't, depending on where you live and how humid it is, I think can affect the clay, especially in the summertime. And you might need to, wipe off your blade as well. They can get a little gummed up depending on what all you're cutting through with them sometimes. But I have had the same thing happen this week, and it happened more with the black clay than it did the white. I usually only use black and white clay, and then I go in and colorize it like I'm doing now with different techniques and products. But I did notice that the black is stickier, and that's what I'm working with now. Focus for mama. It's a pretty cool design, actually. Well, so you're not going to focus, are you? You can get the idea of it. But now I have the same problem because the purple is going to be permanent because it's got the sealer in it. But the green is just the powder. So I'll have to gingerly seal that one. So that did not fix my problem. But that's how I've always worked in the past with it. So let me do this. Let me try one more experiment. This one's got an interesting mix of depth and design on it. So let me do the same thing again with the purple. Right? And then I'm going to mix some of the sealer in with the green and try to hit that with my finger. Right? We'll go in with the brush with this one. Get it in all the little high and low parts. Where is it that you live, Angelita? Are you in a humid climate? And is it even summer where you are now? All right, Doc. Nighty night as you listen. All right. I'm going to wipe a little bit of that back. And now, all right, let me try that with this. A little bit of the sealer in here. So this is the Delta Ceram coat that I'm going to seal all my tiles with. But since these dry pigments I'm rubbing on raw clay, they stick nice, but when you brush them and seal them, some of that does lift off. So I'm trying. Gina had a suggestion about mixing some of the sealer with the pigment and making a little paint out of this, sort of. So I don't have to seal them later. I'm sealing them as soon as I do them. So this way, let's see what happens here. All right. So right, yes, it happens more with the black. In Texas, there you go. Yep. Yeah, it's just one of those things. The white is much less sticky. I don't know what, clearly there's other stuff in the black to make it black and not white, but I don't know what that is that would affect the, the tackiness of it. Trying to get most of this puddle off my finger. And this is a really feather light swirl I'm putting on these. I think that's going to work, Gina, on this one at least. It depends on the design a lot with doing this and the relief of the design. That's the word I was looking for earlier. Hey, Robin, Richmond. I used to live in Fredericksburg for about 15 years. So there's that one. And that is now permanently sealed. Thanks to Miss Gina Ahrens. I wish it would focus. Why won't you focus? Closer. I mean, I'm almost touching the camera. Further. Well, you get it, right? And I love that combo. I'm going to have to do more of these. So I have a few to sprinkle throughout the project. I might as well just keep going with these while I got the stuff wet on my palette here. Yeah, it looks really good. If you're a fan of turquoise and purple, which if you're not, I'm going to remind me to block you. Just kidding. Just a little humor, people. I know you guys understand me, but when people watch this back, I get some weird comments sometimes. People don't understand my sense of humor, which I can understand that they don't understand my sense of humor most of the time. And there are times that I don't. It's part of my charm. All right. I am trying to get this all down in those little bits. Come on, work with me. This has got some teeny tiny little pieces on it there. All right. And now back to the finger tap. Oh, I didn't wipe it back, did I? Get some of that purple off the high bits. And make way for the good news green. I'm kind of excited now to get, I haven't done tiles for so long. Kind of excited to work on that project. I'll show you guys what I'm up against here for those who didn't see it before. We have a shop not far from where we're going to have our little outing, our retreat. Oh, look at you. I love you. Hey, Deb. Called Second Avenue. Donna Walsh took me over there, but she brought me this tray that I'm going to show you in a minute. I mean, these, I'm really liking these, Gina. Thank you so much. I'm going to have to mix up more of this stuff. While I'm going to do that, let me run over here and grab this tray. I'm going to have to zoom out as far as I can to get this sucker in the frame. It's a big one. She brought this over to me and she said, I had to get this for you. I think this would be great with tiles on it. So she's probably trying to keep me off the street for months because, well, let me try to show you here. Hang on. It might fit in there. There we go. And she got it on her 50% day off. It was marked $3.99, so she paid $2 for it. It's a really nice wood tray with brass handles on it. So I'm trying to decide if I want to get a larger. So you know, guys, how I know put the glass tiles around the edges of my projects. Hang on, I'll show you one. You guys have seen this before, but here's a box. I did the lid of this box. Oh, look at the colors. Imagine that. But see the little glass tiles around the edges? I like to do that on all my stuff. So, but this is wider. It's a different size than those tiles. And I originally thought I would just do the black and white design in the recess, you know, just tile this bottom part and leave this be. But then I started thinking, and that's where I get myself in trouble. that perhaps I'd buy a little bit bigger tiles. Let me find my ruler. Oh, I can't reach it. Too much crap in the way. Buy some tiles. How big is this? Well, of course, it's just shy. It's just shy of 3/4 of an inch. I mean, just a hair shy. It would stick over a little bit. But I'm thinking that that might be a cooler thing to do. How about those Prima molds I sent you? Can you use that for the rim? I thought about that, Sandra. Let me look at that and see how wide they are. So let me get this out of my way. Xander just sent me the, you know what, see? I wouldn't have to do the whole thing. They're all tapered. So I could use one and have like the taper from one far side come in like that, and one over here be wide and come in like that, and have most of the wood showing up there. But look at these. Then I just have to decide what color to make them. Do I make them try to match the handles with that bronzy color, which would be kind of hard to match? I could use paint on it probably. Foil. And these are not, look how big this mold is. So, I mean, this is almost, let's see, how wide are these? That's a little over an inch. Well, I wouldn't have to use the whole thing, would I? Let's see, that. That's still too big. This one here, how big is this one? So, oh, I wouldn't be able to use that end with the flower on the design. But I could start there. That's 3/4 of an inch there, and use that bit. Let's see how big this one is. You just shove clay down into the molds. And then it and pull it out and then bake the clay. But see, how big is that one? This one's 3/4. I could start here with this one and go down. But these are, all this up here is too big, and these are too big. Let's see that this one is. Yeah, that one's a smidge over an inch. This one's an inch. That one's 3/4. So I could this all the way down. So any of those would really work. I just wouldn't just cut out custom tiles to use. Around the border, I could, but the problem you get into, that I get into with that, is the sides of the tiles will all show. Some of them not so pretty. That's the tricky part. It's hard to keep them the same exact thickness, where you think you're rolling on this board over here and with the guides in it and it comes out the exact thickness. Not so much. So, right. Some of this. Sorry, I'm not looking at chat while I'm doing this. Trying to pay a little bit of attention there. And then a little bit of that. Back to the green. Hey, April. I got your package today. Thank you very much. April has donated to my giveaway. What do I call them? Door prize drawings with some of her product. Gina, do you know April? A little creative. April sells the Renaissance Polish watercolor paints, and I know you're a big watercolor fan. I don't know if you knew April or if you've tried any of her stuff. She's got an Etsy shop. One of the mods can put a link to April's shop up there, and Z, feel free to throw your shop link out there too. Okay, so now let's go back. I'm anxious to try this one. This was the center of like a sundial design. It's really detailed. I'm anxious to see. I think, is your Etsy shop, April, a little creative me? I'm sure one of the mods will throw it up there for you, Gina. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I was going to talk about your move earlier, Gina. I started to say another friend of mine in chat is in the middle of a big move, and then something distracted me. A squirrel ran by or something, and oh, there it is, Gayla. Thanks. See, we end up knowing more people than we think we know. Again, you get moved and settled in and all set up. Not that I'm pressuring you. Oh, Gayla's on the ball tonight. Must have had a 5-hour energy drink. All right. All right. Now, get a little. Beth, hey! How are you? Beth is an old friend of mine. We knew each other when we were little kids, lived next door to each other for a number of years. How's your mom? I love this combination, and these are coming out pretty good. Really nice. They're going to be very eye-catching. Oh, I bet that's a big turmoil, Gina. Having, just reflex for where's the screwdriver, where's the can opener, where everything's been, and uproot and move to a whole different thing. I can't remember where stuff is now, let alone try. Oh, there, it finally focused. Thank you. And it's gone. But these are going to be very eye-catching with all the other black and white tiles and all the metallics I got going on in these that I'm making now. So I'm going to do all these black ones like this. Well, I don't plan on moving anytime soon, but not looking forward to the point if we ever do. I guess some point we're going to have to when we can't handle the house and the yard and steps. Steps are already an issue for me. They have been for years, but what are you going to do? Actually, I'm going to do this one reversed. I'm going to put the green down first. So I've mixed these primary elements with my Delta Ceram Coat varnish so that I don't have to brush these to seal them when they're part of the project, and have some of the dry pigments lift back off. That they will do. Oh, where are you thinking? Are you moving to Baltimore, are you, Gayla? Be easier for you to collect things for your shrine. Okay, now I hosted Skillshare in Polymer clay. Oh, you did a Skillshare class, Beth? Oh, cool. I'll have to check it out. I look at all kind of watercolor stuff on Skillshare, but I haven't really, a couple alcohol ink things, but I haven't really ventured out to the clay tile. Oh, cool. I'll have to go check that out. So there's one with the opposite colors, the purple on top and the teal on the base. Oh, there we go. You can really see that detail there now. I'm never moving again. I'm going to let this stay focused. Oh, shit. Oops, there's one for your book, Gala. Oh, no harm, no foul. Not so bad. All right. I think I'm going to go back to the green on top. Oh, it's not on the Skillshare website, Beth? I see you said just with your local meetup group, which that's cool in itself. I need to have a local meetup group when I retire. Are you retired, Beth? Or are you still working? I'm feeling better, April. Don't have the cough anymore. Thank you, Jesus. I still seem to get, maybe it's just because I'm 62. I don't know. But it seems like before I had all this bout of feeling bad for so long, I had more energy. 3 years to go. Good for you. Um, but I just seem like I tire way easier than I ever did. Like I don't have the stamina. I don't have the stamina. Or the English, apparently. Um, not the hammer I once was. There was a time in my life that was my nickname, the hammer. And it wouldn't matter what I needed to do, I'd get her done. It took me 24 hours in a day to do it. There's another one. I really like these clay rollers. They have some really pretty cool, intricate designs that you don't normally see on rubber stamps. They're very ethnic isn't the right word, but I mean they're Greek, they're Aztec ruins, they're Egyptians. These are really intricate designs too. All right. I guess I can bring you in a little closer than that. I don't think you're still going to be able to really see what I'm doing though. Try to tap and get that just a very thin pasty layer. Not liquid, so I can just with a feather light touch hit the high bits on this very fine design that's not, when I say fine, I mean it's not, the impression is not deep. But it makes it really cool, interesting little tile. Hello. You're just not going to focus, are you? Okay, you'll just have to trust me. That's where we are. I got 3 more I'm going to do this with. And then I'm going to put these in the oven. We were thinking about going to Nashville for our 10th anniversary in September. But we've had very bad luck trying to book a honeymoon trip because this will still be our honeymoon trip 10 years later. Hey. Like some powers that be just for some reason do not want me to travel with my husband. Or otherwise, Gayla, as you can attest to. Oh, that's right, April. I forgot that's where you guys are going. Yeah, and Dave and I both like country music. How bad could it be? Oh, nice. My old boss retired to Asheville. Dave is not a very artsy, uh, kind of fine dining artsy guy. He is more salt of the earth, country music, doesn't drink, can't drink, he's allergic. Um, Casual kind of thing. Okay, Z. One more long one. Yeah, I think you would too, April. And then we also talk about I love to go. I seeing the Northern Lights is on my bucket list. Um, Talking about going up to the Northeast because it'll be in September with the foliage. Uh, and just several other options we've thought about. But then, of course, Master Oakley is also a problem. It's quite the handful. Not sure my sister-in-law, who usually house sits and always watch Mojo and Babe for us, not sure she would be up to full-time Oakley duty. Oh, I bet it is, April. Yeah. Somebody went and told people it was nice. Hey, Carrie Ann. All right. So here's what we ended up with. All of those I just did. And they are permanently. I love that color combination. So I'm anxious to see when these dry. They do have the sheen on them like you get from that ceramic coat. So that's perfect. All right. Let me get rid of this for now. Oops. Um, oh. Cam, my new little baby, great niece is Cameron Grace, and they call her Cammy, and Cam for short sometimes. Although she's a month and a half, so it could change. We don't know. Oh, let me show you this cute picture. Chelsea was taking pictures. Beth, these are Skip's grandchildren. Beth knows my brother. Hang on, let me find him. He is forever kissing on this baby. He can't hardly stand it. Owen is not quite 2.5. Sure. And look, Cammy, Uncle Dave bought her 4th of July outfit. Here she is. Always got a headband on. Skip, hey Eileen. Skip said she's going to have a permanent dent in her head because she's always got a. Here they were. They were down Ocean City last week. Look how his hair is always done up and gelled. I bought him that linen shirt too, and his khaki shorts. Cute little farts. Look at this face. I don't think he was having a very happy day then. He looks sad, and he looks like he's exhausted. Here's that little face. Look at that little boo-boo. Look at the hair. She's always got him decked out. We're going to find out, Eileen. Now you ask. See, if this doesn't work, it's your fault. But anyway. Oh, we got Knucklehead a little pool today. Get that ball. Oakley, get that ball. Get that ball. Enough of that. Enough of show and tell. No, you can't put on the dry pigments on baked clay just out of the jar. They just don't stick. It has to be raw clay. I'm gonna go put these in the oven now and see what happens. Now I'm curious. Watch, my favorite ones will be screwed up. That just means I have to do it again, bake it, and then repeat the process. Way to go, Eileen. Way to burst my bubble. Be right back. Chat amongst yourselves while I turn the oven on. All right, they're in. Whatever happens, happens. So if you hear the smoke alarm, somebody call 911. Oh, Lord. Great. I'm holding you fully responsible, Eileen. If you were not tardy, I would already know this. I try to bake it according to the instructions on the package and usually make out all right. Now what? Oh, I wanted to do, I'm just going to take these little bits here that I cut off. And I just want to try a little experiment. Take care, Beth. Talk to you later. Say hi to Mom and Bev. Just take this little hunkaroo here. What stamp do I want to use to try this on? Huh. I don't know that I have a really appropriate one out here. What's this? Here's another clip stamp. Well, you know what? Let's do this. Let's just see what happens here. I'm going to try to get some of this bit on here. I think that'll be a cool. It's going to go right down the middle like that. Ah, see, that was sticky too. See that, Angel? I don't know if you're still here, Angelina, but see what happened there? Picked that up and twisted it. Oh, rascal. But that's okay. I'm just want a couple little bit of this for an experiment. So let's do. All right, let me grab. Where are you? I have a little tool in here I've never used. That doesn't seem right. Patty, will you be wearing your shark head in the retreat? My shark head? That should ring a bell. I should know what you're talking about when you say that. What the hell? Yeah, did you see what just happened, Angelina, to my clay? Got stuck in my stamp and torqued it all out of shape. My shark head? What the hell are you talking about? Not ringing my bell. What the heck? I can't. Right, April? Like, what the hell is she talking about? Now, sadly, it's probably going to be something that, yes, I should remember, and no, I did not. I have no idea how to use this tool. So for the sake of time, good God, the shark had you put on a dick flick and went around. Oh, that one. Why didn't you say so? Oh, Lord. Kind of remember that. Okay. I'm going to take some of these. These are little 20 millimeter. I might as well just do one or two first, because if it doesn't work, I'm not going to do a whole bunch of them. Yeah, I think I blocked that one out through therapy. So here's the impression that's on there. And I'm going to try to drop. I'll take it. I remember it now. I would have never recalled that for some reason. Just like another day to me. I'm going to try to drop these in here. And apparently this is not the way to do it with this tool, because they're sticking to the glue and not the clay. All right, let's go old school. Use the damn tweezers. Where are they? Close enough. Oh, well, you know, what are you going to do? And take my glasses off, which means I can't see chat. I'm going to put my head down in the clay. So pardon my hair. I don't know how much these are really going to show in here. Trying to impress them just a little bit into the clay so they have a little stickage on their own. They're in there ish. Gayla, where are you guys thinking about moving? Get off of there. You guys can't see much. I'll show you this in a minute. I think you should move to Maryland, Gayla. I really do. Trying to think of what other coloration I'm going to put on this. Oh, you know what? What a dumbass. Oh, back up to the great north. Oops. Well, if you're going to go there, go far enough for the Great Lights. So, I mean the Great Lights. Northern Lights. And I'll be sure to visit, whether I'm invited or not. Mm-hmm. I'll wear my shark head. We watched the ranger shows, North Maine Woods or something. Is that anywhere near where you guys are talking about? You know what I probably should have done was hit this with some pigment first before I did all this. I get distracted. Squirrel. It's no wonder I didn't remember that, Gail. It was right after we went the wrong way in a one-way street. I was traumatized from the ongoing incoming head-on traffic. Come on, where are you? These are rascals. These aren't the scissors I thought I was. I mean, tweezers I thought I had down here. I was hoping these would be. I have bigger ones. Oh, well, let me know when you get there. Send me your forwarding address. Might pop in for a little Northern Lights action one day. What the hell? Everything's beeping. Make sure there's no emergencies going on. No. No emergencies. So let me stop here. So I put my glasses back on and see what the hell I'm doing now. So here I have these little iridescent beads in the clay. And I'm thinking, do I just leave them in there like that and cut up tiles? Or do I hit it with a little bit of pigment? I'll do an edge of it with pigment and see what happens. Oh, Gayla. Where's Joan? She's here. She could be here as my witness. Or Kathy. Who else was in the car? Was CB in the car with us? All right, I just heard the buzzer ring on the tiles. CB, there she is. Coming out of the woodwork just when I say her name. All right, I'm going to just hit these over here. Oh, that's not bad. I can kind of make that work. Let's try that. They're telling stories about me, CB, at Dick Blick's last year. I needed another witness that was in the car with us. Hi. This is my favorite pigment, and they don't make it anymore. All right. If anybody can ever find this, buy all that you can buy and then sell me some. It's Mona Lisa Precious Metal Powder and Platinum. Goes on like butter. So depending on how those beads are laying, some of them are kind of shiny and you catch that real light blue, yellow, goldish design. And the darker colors, like there's one in this circle right there, these two, but they fell on the dark side of the bead. I know, I have two, Z. I was hoping to just go in a store one day and run across it, and there it was, not knowing they didn't know what they had. All right, let's see if I can cut this in a way that I can go around some of the beads. Let's try that. Oh, see that? It pulled up. It stuck to that side and pulled that whole piece up and torqued it a little bit. Oh, that jacks me up, I gotta tell you. That's kind of cool, though. You'll see a little glimmer out of those. All right, let's see. Cut that off where that stretch there. Let's do 2 squares. All right, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I know. That's I don't even know when and where I got that, but it was. I had no idea it was as nice as it was until I started using it. I'm going to go check the potential disaster in my tile oven. Stand by. You hear me shriek, Eileen, you know what happened. Oops, I left my little pot holder rag over here somewhere. Man, I love that tea with mint in it. I have 2 different kinds of mint. Peppermint and sweet mint in my herb bucket this year. And I love that in iced tea. So refreshing. Oh. Well, tiles look perfect, but that's because I asked Dave to unplug the oven for me earlier, and the oven wasn't plugged in. So they're back in the oven with it turned on and plugged in. Oh, great. That figures, Gayla. Just my luck. Okay. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, hang on. I'm going to get bigger ones than this. Keep going until I find something that I like. I have these too. Oh, these are really big. I might need to put a little dollop of glue in that. Oh, Lord. Hey, Chris. These are 6mm ones. They're big ones. And then I have all these little rhinestones and the proper colors. Imagine that. I know that's a shocker. I'm going to roll in a little bit more clay this time. A sticky ass black clay. You can even tell how stretchy it is pulling off of there, where the white kind of just breaks. Oh, what are you going to do? What time is it? 9:30. What time did I come on? 7:30, 7:45, I think it was. All right, I'm going to do this and I'm going to wrap it up. That's a silver lining, April. See, Eileen, I told you were wrong. Oh, crap. Well, again, with the smoke detectors, 911 if you don't mind. Oh, Lordy. Okay. I could never bake a pie. Well, I have, but not so good on the crust. As is evidenced by my rolling skills demonstrated here. See you, Z. Or no, who's going, Z or April? Must be April. Yes, April, I did get the package. Thank you so much. The ladies will love it. Okay, now what stamp do I want to use? I've got a whole drawer full of stamps. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I use this roller with these little swirls on it. I'm just going to use that for part of this. Ah, shit. There's another one for the books, Gayla. Dad, burn it. You miserable. Rascal. Well, at least you can kind of see what the pattern would have been had it not snotted up on me. All right, I'm going to go stick my head in the drawer. My stamp drawer, that is. Should I tell Patty this is what I read? The heat of an oven could release toxic fumes into your home. Yeah. Again, Eileen, you're a little late on the uptake. Good information 10 minutes ago. I think you're trying to kill me. Hey, Jan. Oh, early day for work tomorrow. Refreshing tea. Okay, head in the stamp drawer. It won't be looking at chat for a couple minutes here while I try to find something else amazing. Oh, hang on. These for that bead. That might be good. Right? You put them in the bigger holes. Oh, and I'll go get the little ones again and put them in the little holes. All right. What the hell? Let's see what happens, people. Open your windows and turn on the ceiling fan. Well, I don't have a ceiling fan down here. I'm in the basement. I don't even smell anything so far. Maybe I'm delirious. All right, so let's see. These might be too big. What the hell? I'll try them here. Just pop one around every now and then. I think they're going to be a bit much. I'm pushing these in pretty good into the clay, about halfway up the bead. And no particular rhyme or reason. Yeah, one of you knuckleheads will have my address. Tell Dave I love him. Okay. Now these are going to be a pain in the ass, I'm sure. Off with the glasses again. Oh. Thought I had one. Did not have one. I'm going to put these. I don't want to mingle those in with those. I want to do this on a separate little row here. I just saw your note, Z. Thank you. At least Sandra's looking out for me. Eileen, I need to question you. I need to question your love. So what color? Let's make it. Let's go back. Well, I don't want to. You know what? I'm going to use African Jade, and I'm just going to use it right out of the... I always listen to Xandra. I'm going to use this. Just that. Let me see what that looks like on black. Oh, hello, lover. That's pretty nice. All right, let's do that. Ray, hello, dear. Ah, crap. How am I going to get in here now? Ah! Ah! I'm not going to be able to get in there around these big beads. We'll just try it and see what happens. I have big fingers. I have big everything but a bladder. I have the tiniest bladder on the planet. Hey, Gail, I've learned the hard way not to listen to you. Oops. Well, at least I can wipe it off of the beads. I need to mix in a little purple, I think. This is like you're in an outer space experience when you're watching me, Eileen. I'm just going to mix this in a little bit here and there. Get my fingers mixed up. This is my African jade finger. These are so pretty. Oops, I mixed it up. See what I just say? Like the time you wouldn't let me go with the GPS, you would. In North Carolina. Oh my God, at Jody Old's retreat. Yeah, well, I had a gut feeling about the direction we were supposed to be headed at night, out in the country, coming from a farm. Well, hey, I was 50% a 50-50 chance. Hey, Eileen, a lot of my videos, that could very easily be the name. What not to do is to allow Eileen Lyons into your stream. I think she's trying to hurt me. All right, let's go with that. I'm going to go over and take a little peek in the oven. If you hear a big kaboom, you know what to do. Wipe my little balls off there. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see what's happening. Well, I think they're okay. They just happened to be while I was over here. But I don't think they're done. I'm going to put this for a couple more minutes. Just a little rubbery. All right, give it a couple more minutes. Oh. Oh, you're going to buy an embossing die cutter thingy. I'm sure some of the ladies will have a recommendation. I don't. And I'm not allowed to do that stuff. All right, let's see. Where was I? These ones that have the bright yellowish up in that corner showing are kind of cool. All right. Let's go back to the rhinestone cowboys here. See what we got. I do believe I baked these crystals before, in case anyone's wondering. Let's see. Oops. Do not buy a cuddle bug. They're no longer make the plates. See, you came to the right place to ask about this stuff. All right, a couple more smallish ones. Mix it up a little. Where are you going to go? There. Come on, I see you, but I can't get you. There you are. There we go. The oven just went off again. All right. That's too big. I want some of the smaller ones. Show yourself. All right. Those crystals really shiny. Big shiny. Oops, that one's like a diamond. Le diamond. Don't need a diamond. I want these colored ones. These are not the right tweezers for these little guys. I can tell you that much right now. That's the wrong color. Right there. You're the one I want. Now let me see how I'm doing here because I want to, I can always add more, but I need to make sure I can cut these bad boys. Yes, I have baked crystals before. That I have done. So here's where it is. Kind of pretty. I'm going to go down, and I want these to be vertical, long, skinny tiles with this pattern kind of going vertical there. Let's see. I need to cut this off over here. I hear fireworks again. So I need to put something down there to balance that out, I do believe. That's my brother. All right. So there's that one. Not going to focus. All right. Be that way. And these. I can make another one out of this. Cut that off there. Another one. Put a little crystal in this one. That one flipped completely upside down right there. How is that possible? Standing on its pointy end. This one can be a little bigger. Oop. There goes my Twizzlers. Let me keep Patty busy so I can get one gala. What? See what you work. Ah! Aha! Oh, you're doing a mermaid. Of course you're doing a mermaid box. Who am I talking to? Hang on, let me. I think that needs a little bit more. I think we can arrange that thing. Alrighty. Oops. And there goes a crystal flying out of there. How rude. Where was that one? I don't even know where that one was. I don't see the indentation, which could be the reason it went flying out of there. Daddy Billy goes to boot camp tomorrow. Oh, bless his heart. There's still time to get Oakley in for a refresher. Ooh, that dog's going to be the death of me. Good thing he's cute. That's what I keep telling him. It's the only thing keeping you away from the gypsies. But it's going to happen. the only thing that saves him. CB. He can be so bad. He's just ornery. He's not mean. And he's like too smart for his own good. It needs a little purple on it. Cuteness is his only saving grace. We got a puppy pool. He is still a puppy. I know. God, give me strength. He's my 5th lab. And he's the doozy, let me tell you. Woo, Lordy. He is. I've never even had to take my other dogs to training. And the thing is, he knows what he's supposed to do. He's smart as anything. Being smart is not the issue. It's being everything except smart when he gets crazy. Mm-hmm. Oh. All right, a couple more of these. This pigment, I don't know if I didn't put enough on there, if it's soaked in or what the deal is there. I like it a little shinier. That should have one up there. Maybe that's where that fell off of, and I didn't have it in pushed in far enough. And pretty shiny. Okay. This bit here. Eileen, that would be something I expect you to do, not the dog. When I have the treat bag and the clicker, everybody would say he's the smartest dog I've ever seen. And he is. He's smart. Woo, Lordy. Get rid of the treat bag and the clicker. You're on your own. Oh, maybe I'll make use of this little skinny mini piece here. I like these long, narrow tiles. I use those. They're some of my favorites to use. Maybe it's envious because I'm not long and lean like the tiles are. That's it. I have tile envy. Oops, that's it. Bye, Gina. Thanks for stopping by, spending some time with us. Why won't you turn over? Oh, you're the wrong color anyway. How all these crystals, I keep pulling that one little diamond looking one out of there. Where am I going to put this? Let's put one more on there somewhere. A little teeny tiny one. Son of a bitch. Diamond one again. Come on. Work with me. I'm getting tired. Right there. I don't want you. Lordy. Holy mama. Okay. Where's my lid? Well. Oh, here it is. All right. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go get the tiles out of the oven so we can look at those. See if I have a disaster or a creation of beauty. I know which way my money's going, but we'll see. There's another one. All right. I'm going to put these in, and they'll be out tomorrow. Pardon my grunts and groans. Well, I think they look okay. There they are. Let's see. I think they're good. It's a pretty one. They're all pretty. To my eye, that is. My eye. That's a good one. Groovy. And look how this is so weird. How I use some of that rose gold foil leaf that I have. And look at the difference by using it two different ways. These are the top. Let me pull out. Okay. These are some of the rose gold ones I made where I rolled out white clay. I laid the oh no, it's I can touch this. This is just barely warm right now. These are rolled out white clay, burnished some rose gold leaf over it, and pressed the stamp on it. And that's all I did with those, right? All right, so you can see how they look. You can see the color of that, right? And then these are just, and this one, I put the foil on after I stamped. And this one, it's just a smooth tile. And I put the foil over it and I rolled it so it crackled. But look how yellow and orangey those are compared to that one. Same foil. Very strange indeed. Okay, so here's some of the pictographs I did with the scrap clay that had silver and rose gold and yellow gold leaf in it. Of course, she won't focus, but that's okay. I'm getting too tired to care. All right, I made a bunch of these little sticks with the scrap pieces because they will come in handy. You don't think they will, but trust me, they will. You see those all mixed up together? That's what's going to be on my big box. Big tray. Not box. So I feel like I should maybe make more of these painted ones. I don't have but a couple of those. I like these, I'm calling them whitewashed ones. These were black clay, and I just put white paint over it after they were cooked and wiped it back, and they look kind of whitewashed, like old stoneware or something. I don't know. Here's those little symbols again, Gayla. Come on. You rat. There we go. Groovy. Okay. I'm going to call it quits for now. I'm pooped. And we got we're calling them, I guess, the mermaid tiles. They're in the oven. So if I don't hear any explosions, we'll assume they're going to come out okay. And I think that's it. I'm going to call it a night. Go get myself washed up and go upstairs and kick back with the hubs a little bit. So thanks for hanging, guys. And didn't pass out yet. If you hear a big thud as I walk up the steps, again, 911. All right, guys. I'll see you. Thanks a lot. Bye.